Okay, hi guys. We're starting with our Monday moments. This week is on downsizing. Thank you everyone for attending. Um, if you could mute your phones right now, that way that would be excellent. As always on these Monday moments calls, it's clients as well as realtors. And at the Q&A session of every one of these calls, I ask respectfully that the realtors please input their names and contact informations. If you're a client and you are looking to get the best value for your home and for your new home, absolutely reach out to one of these realtors. I highly recommend that you check them out. You want somebody that works hard for you, someone that's informed and aggressive. Every single one on this call does is that and then some. So highly recommend that. So we'll get started here. I'm going to move this down just a little. Can't reduce it, but welcome to our Monday moments. So this week, always takes a bit to get my clicker going, is on downsize right. So that's always a big issue when you look at purchasing a home. And when you do that, the main question is, do I really want to do this? And there are different things that you really should think about with downsizing or with just simplifying your life. It may not even be downsizing. The biggest decision you have really is actually doing it. Think, do I want to do this, or do I want someone else to do this? And that is, speaking personally, that is a huge burden to put on anyone. And it is something that, you know, they are your things, and it's best if you could get going on that. And what you should realistically think is, you know, hey, how long can I live here? And then take about 2 years off, because you really, in our minds, we always think, hey, I can live in this big house for a long time. But in reality, you know what? Life is busy, life is hectic. Do you really want that taking away your time? So exactly how do I do this? What do I do to declutter my house and to get more leisure time for the things that are actually important to myself? And you have 3 options. You can sell the items, you can give them away, and you can ask kids or other people if they, and I did all caps, really, and think about it. Do they really want it? And kind of on that, a little over 9 years ago, when my first husband had passed, I had 2 homes to kind of downsize, you know, from. And the girls said, hey, we want everything, keep it, and you know, go forward another 7 years. I said, hey guys, it's time to do something with this, because mice get in it, dust get all around it. I mean, you just can't keep something in that pristine value if it's stored somewhere. And when push came to shove, guess what? The girls didn't want anything, not a single thing. So, you know, really think about that too. So why get rid of items other than to simplify your life? Well, there's also the tax benefit if you donate, profit if you sell, and assisting others. So that item could be given to someone else. You know, yes, you can leave it in a box on a shelf, but really it does deteriorate. And it takes up space. It takes up your moments. And you know, with that, you can give it honor in giving it a new life. And I look at that, my dad, who's going to be 91 this year, actually has lived on the same piece of land his entire life. And about 26 years ago, they decided to remodel. And my parents' version of remodeling was they sold their house and then they built a new house on that land. And it was very emotional for my father because he grew up in that house. We all grew up there. He's lived there his entire life, as did his father and grandfather. And obviously some updates have been done over the years on that. But with that, he said, you know what, I could leave this house here, but there is no better honor. I mean, we've had great memories in this house. Why not let this house have a new life? And it got picked up, moved 30 miles, and a family with kids live in it, and they go by it quite often, and they're just happy to see new life in that. So it really does help. As far as money, there are two, and I have, especially with downsizing myself, I have dealt with many different companies. And as far as for consignment on items like furniture and whatever, Grandview Mercantile is fabulous. Highly recommend that. If it does not sell in 90 days, you can either pick it up, which who would, or they can donate it and give you the tax write-off for that. And then the other, and we have the honor of having him on this call, is Johnny Nolan with Auction Ohio. And I'll do a little brief introduction. Johnny Nolan is a friend. He's an awesome guy, and highly recommend them. And I love this. So he did a fundraiser Saturday night for a family in the Zanesville area. And he got a little surprise. I think it was only about a 2-week notice of even that America's #1 auctioneer, Myers Jackson, who you see on the right with his arm way up in the air in the red shirt, came from, I believe it was Texas, and you can correct everything, Johnny.
That actually on the right side is not Myers. Myers took these photos.
Oh.
This is the assistant Zanesville fire chief who decided to volunteer that night to be my ring man for this young man on his fire department. And he did a phenomenal job.
Well, he looks like a pro.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, with that, tell us just a little, like 1 to 3 minute, what people can expect from you.
Yeah, so typically this, and I'll just share my own personal experience, but just for instance, recently here, I've spoke with several folks who, some who have widowed, some who have just sold their real estate and are looking to relocate maybe closer to family and things. And, you know, they've lived there for several years, have accumulated so many things that now they don't even know what to do with. Got a gentleman right now I'm working with, his parents collected die cast and vintage dolls, and now he's got 800 dolls, and he's like, Johnny, I do not have a market for this. And he says, what can you do for me? And what we're able to do is we're able to come in and help you downsize. We can work with you as far as packing and bringing things here to our auction gallery, running it across the online platform, or I've done a lot of farm and on-site sales where we actually have the sale right at the location of the things, and work it right there at the property. If you know there's some certain stipulations you're going to have as far as parking and whatnot. But as far as moving things, the auction method works very well. Ohio is a very fortunate state to where the auction method, I don't think, has dulled. It actually, with this pandemic, the online platform itself has proven itself very well. I had just from personal experience over the last 2 weeks, a recent widow, and they've got 2 houses and several rental properties, and she's trying to figure out what's next. And, you know, at the end of the day, I was there, I got everything moved out for her, and her reply to me at the end of the day with a smile was, I was a godsend. And you know, that makes me feel pretty good. And I'm not one that toots my own horn, but it's nice to be able to go in there and offer a service. And she told me she had sleepless nights, didn't know what was next for her and what to do, and I was able to go in, help her out. We'll move it in here to our auction gallery, and then from there we'll take over sorting it and putting it into lots and selling it and running it across the platform, whether it be a live sale or online sale. Some of the big things that I would suggest, if you are talking to somebody that's considering downsizing and using the auction method, to get an auctioneer involved, let them see the contents, what are we selling, and kind of encourage them to. Sometimes what I get into is a lot of people want to sell, I call it the meat and potato things, and they want me to come pick up the leftover yard sale things. Well, unfortunately, you're not going to find an auctioneer that's going to be too eager about that, that's going to show you much favor, and be easy to work with. You kind of need those meat and potato items to be able to build a nice auction and get the most return for that seller. So, kind of moving forward, if you are in a situation where you are just meeting with somebody and they are considering the auction method, get an auctioneer on board early if that's going to be an option, and let them sit down and counsel with them and see what the best method for them would be to start that process. Jeannie?
Excellent, excellent. Hey guys, and we will have a Q&A at the end. So Johnny, if you don't mind hanging on for that would be excellent. I usually keep these as close to 15 minutes as possible. Sometimes I go to 30, but okay. So if you have any questions, we will open up the mic then. So thank you. And you cannot have anyone with a better heart working for you than Johnny. He's one heck of a stand-up guy. Now, you can also donate your items. And these, again, there are many places. These are just my personal favorite from experience. Habitat for Humanity. The Furniture Bank also picks up appliances as well. Kidney Foundation or Junk King. And what Junk King does is say that you have a bunch of items and you're going, I am over this. These are things that I don't want, don't know what to do with them. They will pick them up, and any items that could go to Goodwill or whatever, they will take to Goodwill. They will give you the tax write-off on that. Then they will look through the rest is, can it be recycled or is it truly a dump item? So the purpose of Junk King is to lower the amount that's going into dump centers. So that's a great plus as well. Then say that you want a great helping hand, and again, someone with an amazing heart, and that is Libby Patrick with Blue Robin. Does a fantastic job. Libby, if you can tell us a little bit about you and Blue Robin Downsizing.
Okay, I can do that. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for having me today. I started Blue Robin Downsizing several years ago because I saw a huge need of people who were in a kind of in a pickle, in a spot. They need to downsize, maybe move to a smaller space, and they didn't have anybody to help them. What makes us a little bit unique is we usually are spending 2 to 3 weeks with our clients because we're coming in there and we're working with them or the family members, and we are actually sorting, looking for the treasures, finding papers that they need to keep, organizing what's going to go to auction, maybe what's going to be resold or donated. So we really get to know the families, and my clients become part of, they become friends because we're spending so much time with them. I have a process that I feel like expedites and kind of accelerates the whole process. I can usually get a house started and completely done, cleared out, maybe within a 2-week period if it's empty. If we're working with the client and it needs to slow down a little bit, then like I said, it takes 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer. We help them pack as we're going along so that their move is set up, they're ready to go. And then we deal with whatever they cannot keep or take with them. Sometimes that is sending it to the auction. Like I said, we do donations. I have a box truck, so when I pull in, we can get rid of a lot all at once. That's very helpful because once they make the decisions, they want to see it gone, or they're going to go back through it and second guess themselves. So it's helpful to have a lot of it go at once. I do also buy directly from the client because I have an area in an antique store that I sell things out of. I also have other contacts of people who buy directly so that it goes to their storefronts. So a world of just lots of good referrals. I call it my toolbox of people who are tried and true, very trustworthy to come into their home. So, you know, that's if you need help. If you can do this yourself, I tell people, go ahead and start now. Get boxes, get bags, go room to room, figure out what you don't need, what you don't want anymore, and get it out of there. Because for every year that you've lived in your home, it will take you a week to get the job done. And so if you've lived there 20, 30 years, you can add those weeks up. That's how long it's going to take you. And that's if you have a little bit of help with family or somebody. So we just like to come in there when people don't have that family member or the resources, and do what we can to get them downsized or simplify their space. So that's it in a nutshell.
Great, thanks a lot, Libby. And we will open up to Q&A if anyone has questions for Libby. And that was a great reference with every year you've lived in it will take a week. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you've decluttered, the house is ready. Now what? So of course, call a realtor. And again, call a motivated, educated, and driven realtor. They can go through, give you the house value, help you out with your next steps, and then also help you to find your new home. They're great at just totally walking you through the process. So again, simplify your life and make life easier. Staging. So that's another thing, and realtors have many that they enjoy. I have a list of realtor or stagers that I absolutely love as well. They're listed here. They're great dynamic people, and I'm having Stacy Goodwill, the first one on this list. There she is. She's going to hate me for that picture of herself because she's just cute, but doesn't do pictures of herself that often, right, Stacy? But I'm going to have Stacy talk a little bit about what she does. Stacy, you on? Let me check my phone to see if Stacy could not get on. Stacy, are you muted? We're going to wing this. So a stager, and these are some of Stacy's pictures. So down here is the before, great family room. Here is after she did her work.
Hey, Jeannie.
Yay, go for it.
I was muted. I didn't know it. Hi, I'm a stager, not a technical person. You know, good morning to everybody. And I think it is one thing that I try to really instill in people is downsizing. I'm kind of in the middle of it. And instead of, it's daunting, but it's so exciting as well. I think of our houses, our homes, sometimes as backpacks. And when they become too large for you and there's just too much stuff for you, you're just carrying that around. And won't it feel good to get into a smaller place that's manageable? You're free, you can go do things, you can have fun, you can live life in the next stage rather than be stuck in a stage where the house is just too big, it's daunting. And you know, I have to say that 1 week per year that you've lived in the house is a little scary for me, because 14 years, holy moly, I have accumulated a bunch of stuff. But what I do, my company is called Inspired Room. And what we do is we help people stage their homes for sale and decorate their new homes. So one of the things that I can do from a unique perspective is look at your things that you've got and say, what are you keeping? What are you going to leave for staging? And do you want to go with the same style in your next house, or do you want to go completely different and, you know, just start all new? So that's one of the things I can do. But the pictures that you're seeing are pictures of homes that I stage, and I kind of take someone's personality out, and I'm just make it a little easier for someone to visualize themselves in your home, versus when they visit, they can see themselves in the home versus you. And that's what we want, because number one, it will make the home go a lot quicker. It tends to raise interest. Right now, we're in a huge sales market where the homes go very fast. But one of the ways they do it is because of the pictures online. So we want your pictures to look phenomenal. And the way I do that is I've done this for a long time, so I know I'm almost like posing for pictures so that your home shows its best self. And that helps raise interest, which helps raise the cost, which helps not be on the market for a long time. And for anybody who's had their home on the market, it's a pain, and you have to keep everything so pristine, and, you know, so the quicker, the better, and obviously the higher price, the better. So these are just the things that, you know, that I do to help someone. Call me almost before everything starts. And I do have to reiterate so much that you need a team. You need a team to help you do this. It's people that have been in the profession. We're here to help. And the better team you have, the less stressful it will be, and the smoother. And even though it is a fun transition and it's exciting, it is daunting, and it can be a lot less daunting if you have good people that are working for you to get your goals done so that you can move on to the next stage.
Great.
How's that?
That is perfect. Thank you, Stacy. Stacy, I'm proud to call her a friend of, Lordy, it's over 30 years, I think.
I don't think there's any reason to date us.
Okay, 2 years we've been friends. And personally speaking as well, one thing that Stacy does excellent for my clients is she will look at their current home, and then she will tell them what items are good to take into their new EPCON home. So she definitely works with that as well. So thank you. And we will do some Q&A on that as well. And then now we're going into the details of the entire process. So obviously some professionals that you will also want to contact are an accountant, an attorney, your financial advisor, and there are special ways to purchase a home too. So with the lending institution, you can pay cash, you can finance, or if you're 62 and older, it actually pays to get old. You can pay half price for a home. So that's only on qualified homes as well. I wanted to do a little plug for flylady.net. This is a website. She's a humorous Southern lady. And one thing that she said that has stuck in my mind greatly, and I think it's an excellent visual for everyone to remember, is, hey, any item you take into your home is going to take time out of your life. Even if it's a pencil, at some point you're going to pick it up and move it to another location. That will take time out of your life. So time for Q&A, and realtors, everyone list your information. Next week, I'm just going to give you a little preview. We're going to have you feel European. Everyone wants, to me, vacationing in Europe is walking everywhere, having a walkable community as well. So with that said, and I'm going to close my door, someone opened it up on me. Any questions? Any questions that anyone has? Go ahead and unmute yourself. And realtors, please put all your information in as well. And I'm going to kind of try to read through this.
Jeannie, I'm here if you need help.
Oh, great. Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Were there any
You're welcome.
that came up, Kelly?
What's that?
Were there any questions that you saw that came up?
Yeah, there are a couple questions
Go
and
for it.
a couple comments. I thought, Lynn says great ideas and contacts, so thank you. And Libby said, need to downsize, don't know where to start, call Red or Blue Robin Downsizing. And I've got some comments on how good people are. So Julie says, my client recently used Auction Ohio, very smooth transaction, great to work with. And Lynn had a question. Lynn West asked, could you give us some examples of various costs?
Good question. So Stacy, I'll let you go first. Approximate in that, I know that's a tough on all of your.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I charge $100 to come to your home and take pictures. And then I send an Excel spreadsheet that says everything that I would recommend. From there, I try to tailor it to exactly what someone needs versus just having a random cost. So what I do mostly is just that $100, and then the spreadsheet, I do it by room. So I'll go through and say, ideally, you should paint this room, remove this item, and then I can bring things in to accent and to, kind of put other things around it to make it all work. Or the person can, just use what they've got. The nice thing is they've got that report. So it's a great starting base for us all to start working. And that's why I definitely would say that the team importance is just beyond words. How, you're going to you need other people. And, we all know when you have stuff in your house that you just love, but you got to let some of it go. Like you said, honor it and let someone else have it.
Great. Libby, how about you? Costs?
Yes, I charge $50 for the first consultation. And what I do there is walk through, discuss the details. I put together a plan and an estimate so they will know what it's going to cost to do the priorities on their list. And so you have the whole ball of wax cost. If they just need A and B, then I customize it to them and they know the cost ahead of time with me.
Excellent. Johnny, how about you?
Yeah, it's a never-changing market kind of for me. I'm in the auctioneer world. I really like to go, and I get a lot of phone calls, but I really don't like to discuss numbers until I actually get my eyes on what they need. What am I doing? A lot of times, if it's someone who's cleaning out their folks' homes and they've got a truck and a trailer, they'll bring it to my auction gallery themselves, and that'll save them $25 an hour. Typically what I charge plus, any type of mileage and such. But if I bring a couple boys into their home to box things up, I'm going to charge them $25 per man hour, and then move it here to the auction gallery. And then from the auction gallery, there's just different variables as far as the type of commission and what we're going to do, and whether it's an online sale or an on-site sale. So I've got some variables, and they just kind of change depending on the scenario that we're given.
Great. Thank you. Any other questions?
So I got a couple questions about Stacy. Stacy, Lynn missed what you do, and also asked for someone asked for your phone number. So if you could give us your phone number. I know you're in a car, so you probably can't type it in, but we'll make sure everyone gets that.
She missed what I do?
Yes.
Yes, so just
okay. So I come in and I do an assessment on
I think she wanted to know that you're a stager, what your business is.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm a stager. I have things in my house, all over my house, as a matter of fact, that I use. So I have furniture and towels and curtains and accessories and all that stuff that I bring in. But the biggest thing is I do a plan at that first appointment, and then we can go from there. My phone number is 614-561-6349.
614-561.
561-6349.
6349. Okay.
And did you ask another question?
Nope, that was all.
Okay.
And also, like I said, Stacy can help you look at what you have and decide what you want to bring into your new home and where you would place it as well. Okay, any other question?
Lynn asked Libby to repeat what the price was. What did Libby say her price was? Oh,
I had said $50 for the first consultation when I come to their house. Then when I get those details, I put together an estimate and then we discuss, because that way I have the whole ball of wax. Just like if I was remodeling your kitchen, I put together all the details and tell them upfront what the cost will be. And that's where they say, great, do the whole thing. Or they might say, my budget is this. And then we find out what the priorities are and work within the budget.
Great. And also, just so that everyone knows, I always make a YouTube link of this, send it out with the invitation, and I have a running list of that. On that YouTube link are the Realtors, their contact information. I will also list Johnny, Libby, and Stacy's companies and contact information as well. Guys, if you want that listed a certain way other than what I put on your screen when I introduced you, just text that in now, or that would be great. And I think Libby, you did at the start, but okay, any other questions, Kelly?
no, but I do have a plug for Furniture Bank, who did a very good job. I've lost the comment now who posted it, but Furniture Bank helped their 86-year-old customer. So good plug for that one. I think we've answered the questions here. I don't know if anyone has any.
Great. Well, this was an awesome call. Loved it. Thank you everyone for joining, and I'll see you next week. Have a great one, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Nice meeting
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, guys.